Hello everyone, welcome to Sleepy Notes Club. I hope you're all doing well. So it's been a pretty long time since I recorded a video, and I've been pretty absent on Instagram as well because I've been a little bit ill for the past 2 to 3 weeks. I think it's been almost a month since I've been having weird symptoms here and there, and I've been going to the doctor almost daily just for checkups and things like that. So excuse the lack of energy, I guess. I'm gonna try my best to, get through this. Also, it's been a while since I've sat with my planners properly, so that is what we're gonna be doing today. And I'm also going to be showing you my Paper Republic journal where my one line a day is, so we can also go through it and journal a little bit, because that one I haven't touched for about, I think, a week. But yeah, let's just get through it and I'll probably tell you here and there what's going on. First things first, I have been using my Filofax Portland for the last month, and it's been my best friend. It goes everywhere with me, and since, like I said, I've been in and out of the hospital, I need to keep receipts for the pharmacy, for taxes and things like that. Since it holds so much, my planner right now is so chunky and full that just holds so much. I keep all my cards on the back. These are things for the doctor that I need to keep in mind. Just a lot of things, and it just feels amazing to have everything in one. So yeah, this has been a lifesaver for the past month. I can't remember if I introduced this new decoration, so I'm just gonna go through it real fast. I just have my childhood dog. Her name is Kobe, and she was lovely. I think she lived up to 14-15 years. I'm trying to get this one so you can see the picture. There you go, that was an ordeal. So that is a picture of my mom, my dad and me when I was 3 or something. I don't know if you can see. That is so sweet. I love that picture so much. This one is one of the many birthday cards that my mom used to keep, and I don't think you can see anymore, but on the back of this there's my usual star stickers, because I always want to keep them there just in case. I have a message from my dad that he wrote back in the day for my mom, and I thought it was really sweet. And by the way, you can actually see how much stuff I'm keeping in this planner now. It's crazy, but at the same time, the fact that it looks so busy, it just makes me really happy, because that's my life right now. So I think your planner actually does say a lot about you. So yeah, it's been a rough month basically, but yeah, we'll get through it anyway. So the usual calendars, my inbox with the Filofax codes, which I always forget to mention, but here you go if you wanna pause a little bit. More of my information, and this is the freebie for this month. I am gonna write down Wednesday. I'm filming this on Wednesday, and I did plan yesterday, I'm pretty sure. I just forgot to mark this. I haven't been mega present every day on this, so I'm gonna leave those like that, and I did plan yesterday and today. These are my goals that I usually just mark off at the end of the month when I plan for the next one, and some wins. I haven't had many wins, I'm gonna be really honest. I'm gonna add that I'm really proud that I actually went to the doctor when I started feeling ill, because, well, that's just very important to get checked. There you go. So I added a couple, just small wins like that to make me feel like I've done something other than going to the doctor every day. My annual wins, which I always update as well when I plan for the new month, and the little mood boards that I always do, which is really fun. And then we go now to my finance section. This one is probably the one that's making everything super chunky. We haven't been going out a lot, but I do have a lot of things to keep up with, so I'm keeping all my receipts in here. A picture of me and my parents looking very sassy there. I love that. Picture of my hubby when he was a kid. And this one I have slacked a little bit since I started with this illness, I guess. And I'm using a Susan Branch page from her calendar. So these ones I buy on Amazon, and I just cut them all so I can use them in my rings planners because I love her aesthetic. It's so cozy. This is how it looks, and I just punched them and they're just lovely to have. So yeah, just a little pop of color for this one. And these ones are my bills and everything that I've paid, and I can now also tick off that I've paid these and these, so we're all good. These are the ones that I actually need to pay, like credit cards, and the ones after this line are the ones like my phone, Netflix, things like that. They are the ones that automatically come out of my card. Now that is it for my finance section. These next ones are very personal, so I can't really show them, but now we are going on to my trackers, and I have been slacking on this one, especially my mood tracker, and I feel really sad about it because I'm usually really good at it. But I think it's time to face reality and update it with you, and it's not gonna be looking very good. I started feeling really rough since the 7th, and I remember feeling like that all through the week, and then I had another really bad day on the 14th. Let's see, I think I'm keeping my stickers in here. Yeah, there you go. I need to order more because I like to color code my happy days with the silver, and now I'm only left with the green. I had a really bad day on the 15th. I remember I had to go to the doctor again as an emergency, and I also felt pretty bad. When was that? Monday? Yeah, Monday, because I even had to go get some tests done. The other days I also felt a bit rough, but I'm just gonna say okay because it wasn't too bad. And today is Wednesday, so I feel pretty good right now, so that's why I'm doing the filming. So hopefully it will continue like that. And this is a new addition, well, new addition for the year, because I used to keep these Susan Branch calendars in my ring planners back in 2021, and I have brought it back because I just love them so much. So yeah, this is how I'm keeping now my one on a day. I like to keep a one on a day in my rings planners and also in my Paper Republic journal, just because I always open this one. So if I miss a day in here, then I can just reference this and write it here instead. So yeah, it's a bit more rare for me to not keep up with this one, but this time I did forget. So we're just gonna do it together. I'm gonna have to reference my usual calendar to see what I did. So that was on Friday. Oh yeah, I remember. So that one, just a day full of tasks. We stayed home. And then Saturday, I remember I had to go to the doctor. There you go. The Sunday, oh yeah, I spent all day journaling my photo albums. Monday I went to a coffee shop. And then yesterday I went to the doctor again. So all good with my blood test, so there was nothing that they could find to explain what's going on with me. I do think it was probably because I am taking a medication for my hormones, and that kind of really affects you. It's just absolutely crazy how much messing up with your hormones can just mess you up in general. So we suspect is that, but you know, we will see. I don't want to bore you too much with that. But yeah, so these ones are the rest of my trackers, and I am using these to track my meal tracker. I was doing really well up until the 16th, so I'm just gonna do yesterday because I do remember what I had. And how I'm doing this is I'm using the gray, which is my favorite color, to mark the meals that I had that are good, and I allocated 2 points for every gray, so dark gray, and then The other gray, so it's the lighter gray, is 1 point, and that's any meals that I had that were okay. So it wasn't the best choice, but it still wasn't a cheat meal, or it wasn't like a burger, like a McDonald's burger or something like that. And then the orange ones means that it was a bad kind of choice, or it was a cheat meal. And I am just allocating a -1 point, and that way in my mind at least I can see the points that I had through the day and how I did. This one was 1 point, and these two I did really well. That was 6 points because everything was pretty healthy. And so yesterday I had yogurt, which was pretty good. And then for lunch I had pizza. And then we didn't have anything for dinner, but we did have like a pastry. What was it? Anoreja for a snack, so that's not good at all. I'm gonna say yogurt is pretty good, and then pizza not so good, and then the oreja isn't good either. So that means that I have 1 point, and then -1, 0, and then that is actually a -1. It wasn't that great, but it still works, and I kind of like to see this very visually. So after that I have my usual trackers, and I really love these, but again I haven't really been keeping up with them super well. 15, 16, 17 I don't remember, so I'm not gonna mark it anyway. No sugar, I think I can't really tell, so I'm just gonna have to be better at that. Water, I can tell you I've been doing amazing with that, because I've been feeling really thirsty every day as well. So I'm just gonna mark it like I did, because we always do anyway. My husband is really good at reminding me anyway. My like creams or ointments I did yesterday, and I did on the weekends for sure. Vitamins, we've been really bad at that, and no Coke, I've been really bad at that. This one is gonna take a bit of a beating. You can see a little bit of what's been going on in here. I've been having a lot of anxiety, a lot of like breathing issues, but we are addressing them with my doctor, so hopefully everything is okay. So I'm filming this on the 20th, so I'm gonna mark that. Yesterday I felt pretty good overall. I did feel a little bit lightheaded, but I think it was pretty good. The day before I did not, and I remember after that I really didn't at all. I am gonna also say that it was others, because nausea and all these things. There you go, that is my health log. And then this one is a Filofax calendar, and I'm using as my workout tracker, and as you can imagine it's just been really bad. So all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna mark it as I haven't done anything really. That is the lot of my trackers, and now we're gonna go to plan for real. This has been August. I'm pretty good at keeping up with my dailies, but I've been slacking on my monthlies as well, because days have been so rough that I just kind of breeze through what I need to do every day, just if I need to pay any cars or anything. If I don't, then I just lay in bed and I don't even look at my calendar that much. So you will see and you will notice that this one is pretty bare. So what I'm gonna do is I am gonna have to back plan a little bit according to what I've been writing in my one on a day, but I'm gonna have to sit down with myself later on to kind of complete that, and I will show you on Instagram how it looks at the end of the month. So we will just go instead to my inbox, and I did plan yesterday for the week, a little late, but I did. So my inbox have been pretty good. I have been doing a lot of tasks anyway. Yeah, this is my inbox, and then we go on to my weekly. Now this is a little funny because I went to a coffee shop, and the whole reason was for me to get out of the house a little bit and also to plan for the week. Now the thing is, I forgot my pen at home, and all I had was my pencil case with my highlighters, so I couldn't properly plan, and I was so stressed because I was like, this is the whole reason why I'm here. What am I doing? So this is the reason why this is blank, but I did plan with my Tombow highlighter in here. there you go. That is my week and that's what I planned. And so what I'm gonna do with you, so you can see how I do it, how I do my weekly anyway, I'm gonna just put all of these in here, which is this week. So yeah, I'm gonna plan this week and I'll see you very soon when I'm done. So that is the week planned, and I am filming this on Wednesday, which means Monday, Tuesday I just recorded what I did and where we went, and now we are gonna do my dailies. And before that, just because I realized I just showed it and I didn't even introduce it, I guess because it is new to me, this is my High Tide pencil case. I think it's called All Purpose pouch or something like that. I absolutely love this. I ordered it from Amazon Japan and it literally came in like 4 days, so I'm very happy. And the best part of this, and this is why it's literally life-changing, is that it's my only pencil case of a reasonable like size that actually fits my tumbos. Not one of my other pencil cases fit my tumbos. They fit amazingly in here, and since it's transparent you can add a little bit of detail. I have my usual stars in there because I always use them. I have an ollie clip, and on this side I have a post-it note and also just this little bit that I found in my mom's stuff. It's just lovely. I am really happy with it. So that is that. So let's just go on to my dailies. My dailies have been very hit or miss, I guess. I am still very much in love with my at a glance, and I've received a couple comments. All my at a glance inserts I buy on Amazon, but I have noticed that for some reason most of them, especially my monthlies, are out of stock. I do think they maybe still sell them on their actual website, so maybe that's another one that you can check out. But yeah, these are my dailies, and this is where I went to the coffee shop and I had to plan with my Tombow. And this one is one from my birthday. This is me there, just looking very jolly. And so I just keep this here. I don't know, I just like seeing it. And I also have this bit that I can show too much, but I need to take my blood pressure every morning and evening, so I keep this here to remember. Also, my usual divider with a card that I think my dad used or was given, I guess, when he stayed in the Ritz Hotel, which is very cool. I didn't know he actually went to the Ritz Hotel. And then let me just take this out because that's some of my personal details. And I'm also keeping this here because we need to go to the laundry. So laundry, my divider, and this one because I need to record my blood pressure. Oops. There you go. And this one just because I like having it there. And I am now gonna plan for today. That is my day, that's today, and just because it will make me feel really nice, I am gonna add a little star in here for good luck. So yeah, that is me planned and ready to go. And now we are gonna be doing my Paper Republic journal, specifically my one on a day. And I am still so in love with this cover, and this setup is working amazingly. Again, I haven't used it in a bit, but it's because of the illness and the sickness, but I still love it a lot. So this is my one on a day, and I already made a little change. If you watch my other video when I introduced the whole setup, you will know that this one looks a little different. This one is still my Paper Republic notebook. Is the rule book refill, I think is what it's called, and it's the one with the fish one, and I really love that design, I really do, but I want to make this setup very personal, and so I really feel like changing the cover of this according to either seasons or if I find something interesting at home. For example, this one is a diploma which I found super cute from when I was like 6 years old. I found it in my mom's stash, and yeah, that's my name, and that's segundo año, so it's like year 2 in English coordination in 98. That is so cool. This makes me so happy. So yeah, I started this in June. That was a quick one because I remember I got it mid-June. This is July with the tracker of how many days I use this, and not my wins but my one line a day. And the next few pages is just me journaling about my days and if I did anything interesting. And then a picture of my dad that I found in my mom's stash and me from back in the day, so obviously I had to paste it here because it just makes me very happy. And then the month of August, and I was doing really well up until the Sunday. This is the decoration or the setup for the month that I did, and I really enjoy it. This is a cutout from the same invoice cutout book thing that I got in London, and this is my one line a day, and I did decide to add a win section because it's one of my favorite things to do. And again, if you wanna read it, I have no problem. Obviously I always like to be super honest, but if you don't want to be depressed or you don't want to be too anxious, then don't read this, just because it's a lot of what I've been feeling and all the symptoms that I've been having and things like that. So I'll leave it to you. And I'm gonna reference, obviously. Okay, I'm referencing my one on a day in my rings planner, so that's easier. And so the 15. So that is the 19, and then I will try to journal and be more consistent starting today in the evening. And the wins, I do have some new wins actually that we wrote at the beginning. Okay, I'm gonna have to turn this because I write easier when I do this instead. There you go. Those are my wins as of now. And I can show you the next pages. So I journal a little bit about how I was feeling. This was a little bit of what we did when my bestie came to my house, and we journal a little bit. But yeah, I just wrote a little bit about that. My other bestie also loves fashion, and she always gives me the packaging stuff that comes with her purchases, and I just journal a little bit about it as well. And this is super pretty. Look at that, that is lovely. So receipts, more of my childhood memories because I've been going through my mom's stash like I mentioned before. And this is also a picture of me and two of my childhood friends, and also this was part of my coloring book that I had back in the day, so it was really nice. And I'm using this traveler's notebook, by the way. I don't know if I've said this, but I'm using it to mark like a page divider and a picture of my dad because that's just what I like. And yeah, that is about it. That was pretty quick, but I just wanted to update you in that sense, especially on my two books that I use every day, which are these two. And yeah, I think that's it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, this plan with me, journal with me. If you have any comments, questions or suggestions, let me know. I'm always reading your comments and trying to get back to you. I have been slacking a little bit with DMs, but I am gonna do much better from now on, I promise. And I will see you very soon.